Hello and welcome to episode 6 of my Brentford series. Thank you as always for joining me. Make sure you hit all the buttons, the good ones, the thumbs up and the subscribe. And if you really want to help the channel, like I always say, you can become a patron. That is massively appreciated. Now, this is my beta series. I know the beta now is long gone. The game's been out a good few days, but I have never, ever not finished a series for any reason. I've had series that have lasted a season. I've had series that have lasted 30 seasons. But one of my pet hates when I was just a viewer many years ago was people who would start a series and not finish it. I hated it. Don't care how long it is. It's got to have some form of an end. And, you know, there's a good few of you who have watched every single episode and it deserves an end. So we're going to be finishing it at the end of this season. But can we finish it with some glory? I mean, we've only done, 6 episodes is going to be, 3 seasons. We haven't done bad. We haven't won anything, but with a club like this, I've really enjoyed myself. I think we've built a good team. And there are chances we might. You never know. You never know with Football Manager. It'd be nice to end on a high. But do we? Let's find out. Well, I'm just going to start straight here. We're right near the end of the season. There's one game left to play. And it's against West Ham. Now, I'm 3rd. And we have flirted with 2nd. We've been nowhere near the top. Liverpool are a good team again this year. Only lost 2 games. But we have done very well against Manchester United. Aston Villa have been a force this year, which is pretty cool. Man City, Pep went, didn't he, last year? Do you remember? He resigned. He went to, was it Arsenal, I think? So, you know, he's finished. It looks like he could finish above his old team just. But yeah, City without Pepe. And they've got Haaland up front. They've got some worldies in that team. Maybe that'll happen in real life, you never know. So yeah, I've got one game left to play, and there's a chance we might finish 2nd in the league, which would be pretty crazy. I mean, Man United's goal difference is 1 better than ours. Manchester United are playing Reading. I have now, any future content going forward, I've done the name updates, kit updates, all that good stuff. So yeah, no more Man UFC, no more Zebra. I've got all the Brazilian teams, all the good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Premier League so far. So let's have a look at the results in the Premier. It's been a bit sketchy, but I'm Brentford. And I've got a good squad and good depth, but we haven't got the depth of all the big boys. So, you know, when you're playing other games, injuries started happening, you know, results aren't always going to be perfect. But after the last live com, I played City straight away and we drew 0-0 with City, who have got some worldies. So that is a result. Beat Everton, drew with Spurs. And if you go up, you can see it's been a bit sketchy. It's not been bad though. I mean, we picked up a lot of good form towards the end. I got battered off United. Drew with Liverpool, which is great. Beat Pep, which is always loads of fun. Not as much fun as that, though. Look at that. And I'll be honest with you. City bombarded us in that game. But we scored 2 goals near the end. And I beat Spurs. I've just been beaten off Everton, though, which is always a toughie. And again, like I said, I've still got to play West Ham. But is that the only game I've got to play? If we look at the Carabao Cup, I haven't got anything in this, although we did pretty well. Domestically, cup-wise, I've not taken them too seriously. And I didn't take this 100% serious. I B-teamed the Bristol City game, and I B-teamed all of them. And then we came up against Chelsea, and this was a really tough period. I'm pretty sure I had a massive game in between them. So I went for it. I thought it's a semi-final. And we got beat 3-1, and then I got beat 2-1. So yeah, Chelsea got to the final, not us. And they were beaten 3-0 in that final by Manchester United. Why can't Man United be this good in real life? Eh? I know why, because we've got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in real life, but Football Manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is like Alex Ferguson reborn. What about the FA Cup? Well, again, we did really well, and I went for this. I felt like, you know, I knew this was my last season. It'd be great to win the FA Cup. It would have been fantastic. And there's moments when I thought, we might actually do it, especially when you beat City 2-1. I thought that was us done, but I went for it. And then I played West Brom, B-teamed it. Played Leicester, went for it because it's Leicester. And then we played Chelsea, beat them 1-0, fantastic result. And then we drew Manchester United in the semi-finals. Should have been about 10-0 really to them. Manchester United are playing Arsenal in the final, so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will probably win this because he stacks up the trophies on Football Manager. Honestly. As you know, we dominated our group in the Europa League and straight away drew Paris Saint-Germain. Always going to be a tough ask. I thought we might give him a bit of a game because we're a good team, but we were a good team. On this day, 3-0 down away, huge hill to climb. Very rare you're going to climb it. We nearly climbed it, and then we slipped, fell all the way down, did a couple of roly-polies, and hit the bottom with a hard bang, and went straight out of it. So yeah, gutted really, because we'd not done bad in this competition. So really would have liked to run in this as well, to be fair. So today's game is going to be against West Ham. It's kind of got some importance because we have a chance to finish second, which I think for a club like Brentford, finishing runners-up in the Premier League would be amazing. It'll be our best achievement. I'm slightly gutted. I like to win stuff. It's nice, isn't it? It would have been nice to win something with this club before the series ends, but you can't always win trophies. But you can still progress a club and still do well, and I think I've done fantastic with this. It's been a lot of fun. Obviously, we've got beat off West Ham first time we played them, but then we've done really well against them. 2-0, 1-1, battered them 5-1, and then we've beaten them 1-0 this year at home. So obviously, tough game, but we can do it. It's a good chance. I would like to finish second. Finishing third will still be a great achievement. I mean, the club's in a good place financially. I mean, spent a lot of money this year, but I bought some players, didn't I? So you're going to be paying them off. But the club's in a great spot. I would have loved, and I said this in another episode, loved to have really boosted the facilities. At Bologna, I had no money, but when I had money, they let me here. They've not really been that bothered about it. Said no to me a lot. It's got excellent training, good youth. But I really like to grow a club, and I eventually reckon you could get there. But they're really not that bothered. This club's all about just bringing in players, hopefully sell on. But hopefully I've changed that mentality. We're actually competing at the top of the league, getting to semi-finals and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's one thing that's annoyed me a bit. But that's what I like about this game. Different clubs, different things. We've got the money here to do it, but they don't want to do it. Didn't have the money at Bologna. Couldn't really buy players, but we did improve the facilities. And I like that. You can do similar saves at a similar level club, but it still can be a bit different. Here's my squad, arranged by average rating. And I will say, Ivan Toney, I knew he was a decent player. He's grown and grown in this save. Grown and grown in my tactic. Grown and grown for me as a player. I think his first 2 seasons, he scored 15 goals each season in the Premier League, I think. And this year, he scored crazy amount of goals in all competitions, 37 goals. That's elite. That is like proper elite. He's wanted by Newcastle, who of course aren't as good as us on here, but I've got a lot of money. I would never sell him though. But yeah, this kid as well, fantastic. The lad, if you're a bigger club, I'm sure I had the chance to sign him on a free. He agreed, but then Dortmund came in, give him a better deal. But if you're a bigger club, you could probably pick him up. I think after the first season. Unless that's changed, unless he's signed a contract in real life and there's been an update. But if you can get him on loan, it's fantastic. And to be fair, he has played quite a bit up top. For me, though, mainly he's been a right winger. I mainly play him on the right because I like Tony as well, and they're good together. This kid as well. The guy I loaned, if you watch me Bologna rebuild, because on that one he went to City. On this one he didn't go to City, he came to us. And he's a much better player on here than he is on there. Because he's played, that's 2 solid years in the Premier League, and I didn't know much about Samuel Ricky, but he is a great player. Rico Henry, great player. David Raya, I had my doubts about, has grown into such a fantastic keeper. And he's already at the club. Never heard of him either. What a keeper. Such a good keeper. Pulls off some cracking saves. But it's been some of the signings of players I've never really heard of. Jean-Claire, great player. Zakira, great player. Aaron Hickey. Has been a solid player left and right back, and a substitute appearance. Of course, I knew him from the rebuild. I'll be dipping into him again at some point. Dipping into him sounds a bit wrong. But yeah, Brian's a top player. Christopher Ayer's been a good player. He struggled this year, that big injury at the start of the season. But then there's players like Ethan Pinnock, squad player, already a good player. But a lot of these guys, another average ratings, are amazing, but they're just solid players. Big Bad Baz, great player, and Socky, good player. Sambia picked him up on a free. He's been pushed out a bit this year, but great squad. Loved it. It's nice to have a goal with Newcastle in it with all that money, or a City, or a PSG, but I very rarely do it. I'd rather do a bit of scouting, try and find some bargains, pick up a few frees, and it is a lot of fun. Now, I've hardly done any scouting or nothing this year. There was players that were coming up on a free that I could have signed, but I'm not bothered because I knew I was ending it. But someone did ask me about scouting, and I don't think there's any crazy science to it. I'll be honest with you, I've talked about this in the past. It's all relative to who you are. So, similar with Brentford and Bologna in my rebuild, scout the country I'm in. Try and scout as many of the teams that are there. I scout the division below me. And then I will be scouting out in Europe as much as I could as well. And then when I'm looking for players, if you're a mid-level team, look at teams that have finished below you in the league. And then if you get into Europe, you've got a good chance. Look for players who have requested to leave, are transfer listed, are coming up on a free. Look at players in the bottom division who want to make that step up. And that's what I've done. And what I've found again on here, and I've said this before, is it's quite easy to get some of these deals through. Talk to an agent, find out how much they're worth maybe. Or if they have requested to leave, like this Wilmer Barros or whatever, put a bid in through and they'll say I want 20 million. And I just blatantly go for the cheek straight away and I'll offer 5. And they might come down back with a really dropped off offer and say, right, I want this much. Right, and then I'll come back and I won't give them 12, whatever they've asked for. I'll break that 12 up. It's not that hard. I'll tell you who's been great for me. My assistant manager, I think you've always got to have a good assistant. I mean, they give you good advice and I like that. And they're good in training. I mean, obviously I pick my own team. I do listen to what they say sometimes, but I do pick my own team. But I do like having a good assistant. I always feel better about it. And I think Nicky Butt surprised me. I got him because he was the best of a bad bunch and he wasn't actually a full-on, didn't really want to be an assistant. As you can see, he wants to be a technical director, which he was at United. But yeah, great. And I love that. I've loved that, even though he's a bit of an arse in real life. He's from where I'm from. And I used to go out a place called Ashton back in the 90s and early 90s, and they used to call it Little Benny Dogs. The nightlife was amazing. There was a bar after bar after bar after bar. I went there more than I went into Manchester City Centre because it was better. Brilliant. And he used to own a bar called Bar One, which actually met Ricky Hatton in once when Ricky Hatton was on the up, and he was sounds a pound him shaking your hand. Oh, nice one, mate. Dead nice. He used to stand up at the top on a balcony like this. No one's allowed near him, wouldn't talk to anyone. Thought he was the dog's bollocks. But on here, he's been a dream. And I'm going to be honest, again, I've done quite well with Bologna, I've done quite well with Brentford. Not used this once. Not used it once. There's a lot of people have said that in the comments. I go on the data hub and then go, nah, you're alright. Again, maybe it can help, but I feel like I'm doing alright. I don't want to give myself any more of an advantage from what I already do, because I do alright as it is. So here we go, we're at the London Stadium, or the Olympic Stadium. West Ham, if you're a West Ham fan, hasn't some mega billionaire, is it Czech Republic or something? He's just bought a massive 27% stake in the club. That's quite exciting. They're doing really well, aren't they? David Moyes is doing really well. I think he's great at a team like this. A lot of people have said, oh, bring him back to United. Oh, United, you missed the trick there, didn't you? No, we didn't. I think the job was too big for him. I'll be honest with you. It's the things he said. What's happening here? Checking penalty review. Penalty awarded. Come on, Tony. Come on, lad. Been a goal machine this year. Absolute. He's legendary. Again, I've got a long year of Football Manager. I might have to try and get him at some point for someone else. See how he does. 1-0. 38th goal of the season. Yeah, he put us down against other clubs, making us sound weaker. He went, apparently, Patrice Evans said he came in the changing room and went, right, everyone, you're all winners. You're going to have to teach me how to be a winner. It's how you speak, man, at United. So, yeah, it wouldn't have never worked at Man United, but I'm happy for him because he's doing really well and I like West Ham. Right, here we go. 15 minutes left of the first half. It's absolutely chucking it down in London. It got somewhere warm, don't I? But I'm not. My next rebuild, it's not a warm place. It's definitely not warm. So, I've got a new rebuild starting. I've had a few days off, got a few more days off. I can't wait for that. Hopefully you'll like it. And then I've got hopefully next week 2 one-off videos coming out. A manager experiment I've had to remake because I'd made it and I was about to film it and put it out the day they decided to bring the beta out a week early. So I thought, I'm not doing it now. I might as well just redo it for the new game. And then like a team experiment that I think I've done one in the past. I think I did it when I was at FM Scout years ago. That no one else ever normally does. Everyone always worries about this other particular kind of player. We're going to have a look at something else. Made kits and logos and all that. It's a bit of fun. There's Palacios. Pulls it back on. I was what I call him Henri. Okay, the second half's kicked off and I've made a change. Makuku, whatever his name is, took a massive knock. Got Jesse Lingard against a team he played for a while back and did really well at in real life. And he's been really good for me. That first season was good. I mean, once he hit 30, 31, he's lost a little bit but as like a squad player, an impact player, the amount of times he's come on for me this season, set up a goal, or he scored a freaking brilliant goal for me. I can't remember who it was against. And then, like on the edge of the box, about here, like there, you can see my little arrow. And the keeper was like here, and he just one-arrowed it dead quick. Oh, get in! No, get in! What am I talking about? It's West Ham. Fuck's sake. I'm chatting at her. 1-1. Don't get in. Get back fucking out. It's a trouble with life comes sometimes. I've got to talk to you. You don't concentrate. You miss loads of shit. Anyway, United are winning 3-0. We're now drawing. Yeah. Second is looking far off, but it was always a tough ask. Man United have got Reading. Don't collapse here, boys. Well, I'd like to end on a win. Let's get a win. Live con win. Here's Tony. Best striker in the league. Look at that control. Oh my God. Alright, 20 minutes to go. 21 minutes to go. Hate that song. Right, I'll do that, you know what I mean? I'm tired. I've just been to freaking football talks with my lad, and he's gone up a level now from like playing game football. So he's still in like the 4 to 5 year old group, but now it's about actually learning to play football. Oh, get in. Come on. Oh, for God's sake, referee. He wasn't fractionally offside goal awarded. That's what I like about VAR. That's what I like about VAR. Where is he? He was offside. You're talking out you bumholes. I've made a change. It won't take effect yet. Zakaria's coming on. But yeah, so it's actually like learning proper skill now. It's a bit more one-on-one coaching. And then for the last half an hour, it's like an hour session. Oh, for God's sake. I'm trying to speak here. Referee's doing something though. Ref. Use that VAR system properly. Checking goal review. You know what to do, referee. That's it. Yeah, one-on-one coaching. And last half an hour, they play a game 4-on-4, bibs versus no bibs. Although when I was a kid, it was always skins and no skins. You had to run around with your little boobs hanging out. Don't do that anymore. Skins, honestly. So he's never really played football. Don't really play at school. So he's learning, trying to learn how an actual game works. And he's only been twice now, and he's trying to wrap his head around it, trying to tell him to stop picking his nose and standing there. At one point, he just let someone run past him. The boy's got ability. He's got a bit of skill. It's the game situation. The first half of the session, he's brilliant. It's the second half when it's a game. He's like, what have I got to do here? I've got to try and get the ball, score goals. Got to try and stop them scoring, mate. All right, come on. 4 minutes of injury time. Not be the greatest game, but would like to finish with a win. Been a bit lucky. We had a goal awarded to us on VAR. They've had a goal disallowed. We've had a penalty as well. It is what it is. But away from home, big stadium, big club. I think this would be it's like a derby, really, isn't it? London derby, sort of. I'm not actually too sure. Oh, go on, Henry. Where Brentford is situated. In London. Is it South London? I know West Ham's East London. No clue. Maybe should have looked at that. Look, go on, boys. That's what I like to see. No panic. There you go. That's it. Brentford get the 3 points today. I'll take that. I know Man United destroyed Reading. It was a big ask for Reading to help us out in any way. But I'll take that. I like to finish on a win. And I'm proud of that. I think third is fantastic. When, Villa have done really well. Spurs have done well, haven't they? Pretty chuffed about that. And Everton. You look at Arsenal, City and Chelsea down there. Newcastle, Moneybags, Newcastle finishing in 10th. I mean, a lot of people say they always climb up and start doing well, and they've got that money. They've not on my saves. Not yet. Anyway, Palace, Reading and Leeds. Oh, dude, Leeds have been relegated. So I'm buzzing with that. Ivan Toney, third highest goal scorer in the league. Haaland there with 44 goals. Best player in the league. Finished 8th. You're not even in Europe, Haaland. There you go, Ollie. You can't win everything. Arsenal won the FA Cup, beating Manchester United in extra time. They scored Ronaldo. Look at that. Getting a goal disallowed right on the death. Gutting. And I was a bit gutted about the Europa League because we got to the final last year, which was great, wasn't it? It'd been great to win a trophy with Brentford. And that was our closest chance. Paris Saint-Germain, the team that knocked us out, got beat 2-0 by Leipzig. Buzzing with that. So that's the fancy-dancy Paris Saint-Germain team. Ward-Prowse was in it. Did you notice that? But that's the Leipzig team. I like that formation. I'd like to do something like that at some point. And unfortunately for my Manchester United, they finished runners-up in the Premier League, Liverpool, and they got beat in the Champions League final against Liverpool. 39 years old, he's still elite. Not as quick as he once was, but he's still elite. Some player, that lad. Then we'll have a quick look at my stats quickly. My career stats. Played 152, 187, drawn 25, lost 40. Scored a lot of goals, let in quite a lot of goals. 57% win percentage. So yeah, never really talked to my players. After a game, So when it comes up in the news, I might say, oh, well done for scoring. That's about it. I don't go in individually. I don't do a lot of things. I think a lot of people do. A lot of people, and I've said this, a friend of mine, Irish Dave, overcomplicate the game. I don't think you need to. The game's got more complicated as it's gone on year after year, but you really don't have to overcomplicate it. So there we go. That's my time with the bees over with. If you are a Brentford fan, hopefully I did your club proud. I'd like to thank everyone who's watched and supported every single episode. Hit the thumbs up, got involved in the comments, maybe even become a patron. There will be a custom series coming out it's going to be a couple of months maybe. I'm waiting for really good databases. A few I know are getting made, because I want to start from the bottom and get to the top, and it'll be good. Patrons will be involved, a bit different than last year with Tame Valley. Hopefully, I will get in touch with you all, and hopefully you're not going to be disappointed with that. But that is coming. It's all about this new rebuild at the minute, and a few other little one-off videos. And I fancy doing something like this again, like a little short series where we do 2 episodes a season with another club. There's a club in Italy I want to go to. So kind of a rebuild, but not a rebuild. Similar to this, really. Well, I'll have a think. I'm just going to do things I enjoy, and hopefully you enjoy it too. So thank you, as always. You mean the world to me. You really do. You let me do my hobby, like I always say. And I appreciate it, every single one here. So thank you. Stay happy, stay safe, and booed. Bye-bye.